This is Eye ForeSight.com, podcast series number 1.
We are the writers of the future.
The Dark War Against the Human Soul, podcast 1, part 8 of 8, by Eye ForeSight.
We are the writers of the future.
Part 8, Chapter 16 and Chapter 17. Chapter 16, Be the Solution, the Source of Change in the World.
16. Be the solution, the source of change in the world.
Know yourself, the first step to changing the world.
Have the willpower. Choose to become an upgraded organic human consciousness, an enlightened being. We are responsible for our spiritual growth. We need to teach ourselves and our children the spiritual laws that govern the universe. We need to learn their application, and we need to experience how these spiritual laws work. We are all there is in consciousness, having a limited experience in this physical body. We are powerful beings of love and light. Our limited programs being made to believe we are little me and we are a victim of circumstances are a program of illusions, having no basis in objective reality. Going back to remembering who we are just souls having an experience here on earth.
We are on a mission here on earth as the causal agent to bring freedom to earth. Our mission is to be the source of change in the world. Start by standing in our power and by taking responsibility for our actions and our infinite potential.
Be the agent of change to teach others true objective morality and to reject being a slave to the system of governments, cultural religions, and monetary authority.
These are all illusions designed to crush humanity's infinite worth. Spiritual laws come from the creator of all that is, and are the universal, non-man-made, binding and immutable conditions that govern the consequences of behavior for all intelligent beings, and act as the governing dynamics of all human consciousness. Being in alignment with the truth and living by the principles of spiritual laws create true freedom. These universal spiritual laws are written and explained in the book, the Kybalion, the 7 Hermetic Principles of Ancient Egypt, written by the 3 initiates. 2 ways to learn wisdom.
Number 1. By way of suffering. The first way to learn wisdom is by way of suffering. When under the infliction of great distress, economic stress, natural disasters, wars, famine, disease, extreme hardship, physical harm, etc., some will learn their great power when they are pushed into a corner of a dead end, either to be crushed like dirt or to rise for the occasion.
This will be the deciding line, either cosmic judgment or cosmic enlightenment. Unfortunately, some will flow along with the dark New World Order and become cyborg slaves because they are too cowardly to stand up for themselves.
Number 2. By the use of imagination.
The second way to learn wisdom is by the use of imagination, critical thinking, seeing the infinite possibility within the human spirit, communicating with infinite power, and trusting in the infinite power. The second way is a preferred choice, but unfortunately, humanity has to learn under great suffering in hope that some will learn from the wisdom of their mistakes, or they will be recycled back into the wheel of karma. What does it take for the human spirit to overcome evil being done to them?
1. Love. Fear is just an illusion. There is nothing to fear in the universe except for fear itself. The root of all fear is death and the unknown. When you let go of this energy, you find love, the absence of fear. Physical death is not the end of our consciousness. If we see death as a transition from the physical plane to the spiritual plane and feel indifferent to its force of nature, then nothing can have power over us, and love will expand our consciousness. Learn wise discernment, so that we can come to an understanding of the root cause rather than the effect. In times of prosperity, if we did not learn gratitude, then in times of suffering, we should see suffering as an opportunity to become wiser in the walk of love and light. Love. Always choose to look at the grand cosmic picture of things. Even in times of adversity, see the big picture. There is an infinite possibility.
2. Courage. Know yourself. You are a sovereign being, whether you know it or not. Take action. Live by the truth, dignity, and infinite worth of the human spirit. No one has the right to claim ownership of your mind, body, and soul. No one has the right to rule over you, to be your master, to give you an edict to wear a mask, or to jab a needle into your arm against your will in the name of public safety and for your good. whether they are the government or your caretaker.
The Great Awakening on Earth is to realize that no one has the right to be your authority, and the concept of anyone having authority over you is just a religious belief that, according to spiritual laws, is just an illusion. Evil teaches you that the authorities can manage your life better than you can, and true is what the authorities say is true, which is a lie. The lesson of our experience on Earth is simple: nothing on Earth is more valuable than our body, our mind, and our soul, and nothing on Earth is more valuable than the knowledge of truth, love, freedom, and virtue. Therefore, we must fight for truth, love, freedom, and virtue, so we can pave the path of love and light, truth and freedom for the future generation to come.
3. Peace. Look within the self for the power of peace. Feelings and emotions are like clouds in the sky, coming and going with no attachment and no detachment to it. Enjoy and appreciate the good when it comes and acknowledge the bad when it comes. Either way it goes, just learns from it. The true balance is equanimity when you understand great peace in self-mastery. In the power of peace, your spiritual strength is abundant, your power is deep within, and nothing can sway you off the course of truth and principles. In peace, you are in the causal power to create the now that will affect the future.
4.
4. Power in self-mastery. We have a moral obligation to teach ourselves the truth about our reality, and to claim our power. We all have infinite power from within. We must claim ownership of our power, and no power on earth can sway us from the core foundation of who we are. Power is to take responsibility for all of our actions, whether good or bad, the things that are happening in the now. If a wrong is being done to us, we must not play a helpless victim by waiting for a savior to rescue us. We must take charge of our situation and right an injustice if necessary, through the use of wise discernment and force.
Love and light. The darkness of the world is currently the condition of the world. Evil is winning because most people do not live in their higher self, but rather live in their lower mind, not knowing their higher self. They are disconnected from nature and the natural world because they are mesmerized by the fake reality, which enticed them. We are more than just our physical body. We are a divine soul, a divine spark of the Creator of the universe. We are here to experience the lessons of our experiences here on Earth. The lessons of our experiences on Earth are simple. Nothing on Earth is more valuable than self-respect for our body, our mind, and our soul, and nothing on Earth is more valuable than the knowledge of love and light, truth and freedom. Our true nature in the higher self is love and light, the true light. The definition of true lights is the positive essence of shedding the lights over the darkness. The true light is the positive essence of the universe. For darkness cannot shed darkness in the light, only light can shed light in the darkness. The true light is about wisdom and spirit over the base natures of the lower matters. The true light is to walk in the lights of love and virtue, the spirit of truth.
Chapter 17. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
17. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
Know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
Self-mastery to enlightenment. Be the light occultist. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Truth is immutable, and it is indifferent to what your perception to be true or not true is. To know the truth, your perception must be in alignment with the truth. Know the 7 hermetic principles of how spiritual laws operate in the universe from the Kybalion. It is the laws of truth. Changing the world requires imagination. It begins within you. Trust in the infinite power of Source in the universe, the creator of all that is. When you stand in peace, love, and courage and are in alignment with the truth, the infinite power of creative force will assist you to manifest into the world whatever you will manifest. It requires action, the leap of faith, to manifest into the physical realms.
Of course, there are obstacles. The obstacles are collective minds sharing and co-creating our reality that are in a different state of consciousness. The different mindsets of obstacles can be summed up this way: the ignorance, the profane, the scoffer, and the comatose zombie. You are co-creating with these collective minds with their obstacles, but the biggest obstacle is you.
You must be the one to know yourself as the key to teaching the minds to open the door to the 7 principles of truth, the key to unlocking the universe. A quote from the Kybalion, The Seven Hermetic Principles. Chapter 14 of the Kybalion Mental Gender. Look at the strong people, how they manage to implant their seed thoughts in the minds of the masses of the people, thus causing the latter to think thoughts following their desires and wills of the strong individuals. This is why the masses of people are such sheep-like creatures, never originating an idea of their own, nor using their powers of mental activity.
This quote from the Kybalion is a perfect example of the dark occultists working against the masses of sheep-like creatures with their scam pandemic COVID-19. All the wars, the economic crash, the con virus, the false flag to create foreign threats, the toxic food, fluoride water, etc., etc.,
are planned and are caused by the dark occultists to keep humans in a perpetual state of low vibration. That is how the dark force controls the human slaves, by suppressing the human divine light of love and light. Evil keeps humans in ignorance and apathy.
This is how the dark occultist's mind controlled you into giving up your internal power for an external illusion of protection, of fake gods and authority on earth, in which you believe they, the politicians and government, have the right to make laws against your natural rights and legalize injustice. All the cultural religions of the world were written by the dark occultists to mind control the sheeple to never question authority. The religious leaders have never denounced the evil ruling psychopaths and are therefore complicit with the government to keep you and the rest of the world locked inside a prison planet. There is a wrong and a right.
We are bounded by the law of karma, also known as the law of cause and effect. What you cause in the world, whether intentional or by default, will inevitably come back to you. As a collective mind, we are the ones complying and executing the edict of our enslavement. We reap what we sow into the world. No one can escape the laws of the universe, that is the limit of the laws.
The politicians and religious leaders of the world are working against humanity. They are addicted to their selfish gain and are part of the oligarchy's frontline that leads humanity into ultimate enslavement and death of the soul. We must stand in our power and take action to fight for love and virtue, truth and freedom. If we do nothing, we will get nothing, and evil will run its course to the end of our humanity.
If we do nothing to stop evil, we get nothing but evil, and by default, we are responsible for the outcome. Evil wins, and the human race becomes a slave race of microchipped robots or human cyborgs.
If we take action to stop evil, we will have a chance to be the source of creating freedom for the future generations, and a chance to create real freedom for the future of our children and their grandchildren. We can create the future in the now. The best way to predict the future is to take action in the now. Be the creator of change. If it's to be, it's up to us. The return of Christ's consciousness is to realize that you are the one who, in the name of love and light, is going to be the source of change in the world. If it's to be, it's up to you. It is up to you.
It's a spiritual war for the soul of planet Earth. You are the driver of your destiny. As a collective, we are the writer of the future. Be a spiritual warrior, go make the future happen in love and light. To effect changes, you must be an observer of your actions, as quoted by Anonymous. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny.
There are 4 types of characters on planet Earth. Number 1, those who live in a state of comatose consciousness. They have no concept of what happens on planet Earth. Number 2, those who wonder what happens and live in reactionary to something that happens. They believe they have no power and are not worthy of doing anything about what happens on planet Earth.
Number 3, those who know what happens and live in reactionary waiting for something to happen because they believe it is not their responsibility to help others. They make excuses and are critical of others. They are the whiner and complainers of planet Earth.
Number 4, those who understand what happens and have the wisdom to take action because they believe in being a responsible agent of change. They are the ones, if it is to be, it is up to me. They are the source of change on planet Earth.
Number 4 is the legendary spiritual warrior of Christ conscious of old and the anticipated return of Christ consciousness.
Which characters are you? The return of Christ's consciousness is to realize that you are the one who is going to be the source of change for an empowered world of love and light. If it's to be, it's up to you. It is up to you.
It's a spiritual war for the soul of planet Earth. You are the driver of your destiny. As a collective, we are the writer of the future. Be a spiritual warrior, go make the future happen in love and light.
The end of Part 8 of 8.